Well, crap. This tire is way too flat. Sucks when you wake up and your rear tire's flat. But it's all filled up now and we're good to go. Well, we'll see. Might just leak air.
Hola.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, puppies. So we're taking Highway 1 east towards Mission. On this extremely rainy trip, we headed to a gated creek that provides ample opportunities to test a vehicle's limits. Normally, we would drive up to a viewpoint and get some drone footage. We would also show you a cool part of the river that you can get down to with lots of determination and possibly some bruises on your vehicle too. But alas, the downpour put a wrench in both those plans. We also learned some difficult lessons about filming and camera equipment, as you're gonna see later in the video.
So I made a grill. I bought a hood with a scoop because I think that's pretty badass. It doesn't do anything, but it's cool. But the hood was for a slightly different year, and so it takes a slightly different grill, and it doesn't perfectly fit the 2003. It's like a 2006 hood and grill. They kind of redid the front. Anyways, I need to keep fiddling with it a little bit. I didn't have the hood perfectly right. But it didn't quite fit, and I had to mess with it. Also, I cut out the inside and I put this mesh here because I think it looks a little bit cooler than Answer's Club.
Because he is a handyman! It looks pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks
It's not perfectly happy with it yet, but better than before.
Yeah.
So mine is a little different than yours. For one, it glows in the dark.
Yeah.
The other thing is that it remembers the pressure until you press the button.
What?
Which I don't like actually, because
Why?
I keep having to press it in between when I'm checking it to clear it.
Oh.
It's like a little bit more annoying than just like looking at it.
Yeah.
But,
I just push this in. Like this.
yeah,
this
yeah,
piece
yeah.
is
As
in.
soon as you close it, it'll check it. But for me, I have to close it and then I have to clear it and then it'll do it. Yeah.
And you got new headlights.
I do, yeah.
Look good.
One new headlight with new bulbs.
Yeah, new bulb.
It's like, it's not perfect, but
It looks good. All right, so we've reached the gate. I've got the gate open, and we should be able to head on through here. It's a really cool place to check out, and thankfully, being a member of the Four-Wheel Drive Association of BC, gives us an access code to get through here, which is absolutely fantastic. This cool little creek, or river, or whatever you want to call it, it's a major part of the freshwater supply of the cities of Mission and Abbotsford, so access to this area is gated and limited to the public. It turns out that the city of Abbotsford had always meant to keep access closed, but due to some technical issues on their side, they decided to leave it open for about 10 years after the gate was initially installed. Apparently, it caused quite a stir in the off-roading community when the city announced that the gate would be permanently closed in 2018. Access to the area is controlled by a keypad code, which is given out to approved groups, and one of those groups is the Four-Wheel Drive Association of BC. This association is a registered non-profit society that advocates for public access to public land. And to that end, this is an amazing group of volunteers that works tirelessly to maintain and act as stewards of our backcountry. They regularly organize cleanups, maintain recreational sites, promote charitable donations in the community, and generally help out people who are interested and involved in the off-roading community. So I highly recommend you check out their website at 4wdabc.ca. Or I mean, you could just Google Four-Wheel Drive Association of BC. So Allison's like, oh, can you go through this big puddle and I'm gonna film you. So luckily I went slow. Do you wanna try it?
Okay, get going then.
Okay, let's go. It is definitely wet, but it is what it is. Let's go check out this cool little spot.
Look at this mushroom thing. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool mushroom thing.
I have no idea what it actually is, but I'm not going to eat it. No, I'm kidding. It's actually very hard. I don't know if it's a mushroom.
That's what she said.
That's a mushroom. What else could it possibly be?
I dare you to eat it.
No.
What if it's magical?
I'll die. Nothing good can happen from eating a random mushroom.
Look at the size of that tree trunk. Massive. Okay?
Looks like there's a little doorway and a cave in there.
It's a hobbit hole. That's what it is.
Hobbitses?
Hobbitses. If I was a hobbit, I would live there.
You are a hobbit. You want to know why?
Is it because I'm so short?
That and you have hairy toes.
Hey, my toes are not that hairy. There's like 4 hair.
I mean, they're not quite like New Zealand hobbit hairy, but you know, maybe you're a Canadian hobbit.
As I mentioned previously, there's quite a few spots here to test the limits of a vehicle. So when going through tight spots or generally technical driving, it's usually a good idea to have a spotter that can guide you. The spotter should give directions by telling the driver to turn towards the driver's side or the passenger side rather than saying go left or go right, because that usually causes confusion, like are you talking about my left or your left, and then nobody knows what they're doing. Jordan has one radio and I have another. But we as a group have been talking about getting a couple more to make the spotter's job easier rather than yelling over the noise of the engine, and in this case, the heavy rain. Another lesson I learned is that holding a camera in one hand, an umbrella in the other hand, and also trying to be a spotter isn't ideal, and the result is neither capturing excellent footage nor being an excellent spotter, so I don't recommend that at all. Our main goal for our adventures is to check out cool spots, beautiful views, and most of all, have fun. If that means going over a few rocks, we want our vehicles to be capable enough to accomplish some of those things. Now this is in contrast to the folk that thoroughly enjoy the very delicate art of rock crawling. They get out to push their vehicles to the limit and they enjoy that the most. For more rocky places, rock sliders and skid plates are essential. Rock sliders replace the steps on the side of the vehicle, and a heavy-duty skid plate replaces your existing skid plate, which protects the underbelly of the vehicle from damage from things such as big rocks that could damage your oil pan. Rock sliders, on the other hand, protect the door frame, which can be very expensive to repair. So rock sliders are a very good investment for folks that want to tackle some more adventurous trails. Jordan is a real DIY kind of guy. He installed the lift on his 4Runner at home, including the coilovers, upper control arms, lower control arms, cam bolts, and a diff drop kit. It took some time, sweat, and even some tears, probably, but learning about his vehicle was worth it. Lifting a vehicle 3 inches can put pressure on the CV joints and throw off the geometry of the vehicle. Normally, a diff drop kit is necessary to mitigate this issue. But after the diff drop kit was installed, Jordan realized that the skid plate didn't fit properly, and during one of our previous adventures, the skid plate had to be removed entirely before getting on the highway. So for this reason, I tried to guide Jordan's truck away from some of the larger rocks that could damage the underside of the vehicle, even with the extra clearance that came with the lift. Okay, go full driver. Full driver. Yep, you're good. Hold on. Okay, stop. Go full passenger. 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 Yep, straight. Driver. You're going over a rock. You're good. You're good. Driver, driver, driver.
You shot me in that bush for some reason, but...
Yeah, because you don't have a skid plate, right?
Yeah.
And there was that rock in the branch under you, and I didn't want you to hit your bottom. Was that fun?
That was good.
That was fun, eh? It wasn't too technical, but...
No, the rocks were really big and smooth, so I knew that we weren't like in too much of a tough spot, but it was really exciting.
Well, I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
So, you can get through some pretty technical driving and over some pretty big rocks to get down to the river. Tragically, we learned some valuable lessons about videography. Between the heavy rain, getting out to stop the vehicles through the rocks, and switching drivers, I didn't realize that at some point I'd locked the focus of the camera. So unfortunately, we didn't get any good footage of the beautiful views, and the next minute or so of the video will kind of be bad quality. But stay tuned because we fixed the issue and continued onwards. So what do you think the story behind this wrecked car is?
I don't know. It's front wheel drive. So that's like not gonna, I don't know. The place where it is not a good place for a front wheel drive vehicle to be.
It's the flying car from Harry Potter.
The car from Harry Potter.
And it landed here. Oh no, my socks are getting super wet now.
It's Mr. Weasley's Ford Anglia, is it? What does Mr. Weasley drive?
Yes. Ford Anglia.
It's in the water.
Ford Anglia. This is my little carry around toolkit because you never know when you need it. So it's just this cheap little socket set that I carry around, and I'm gonna use it to fix the light bar. Okay, so I mounted this light bar at the front. This light bar, which basically just goes under in front of the radiator with a mount that I made at home. I know you can't see it very well, but this is basically the parts that I put to mount this light bar. So when I put the light bar on, I unscrewed this negative post, and it turns out when I unscrewed it, the bolt broke. So I had to MacGyver whatever I had in the car, which is this really long bolt, and I'm gonna have to fix it, get a different bolt when I can in town. Okay, I think that's all done. All right, let's try the light bar, or as we like to call them, the Sasquatch lights. Well, they work.
It's quite damp and quite rainy out there, A little uncomfortable now, a little soaked through, but hey, that's adventuring in Vancouver, particularly in the winter time. So we're still having fun and we're still out here doing it.
My turn to drive.
Okay.
Steering wheel, you.
You drive from over here then.
Steering wheel, you. You should be in that seat.
That seat's wet, look.
That's my car.
No, it's not. It's technically my car.
Is it registered in your name?
It is. It is. So, you can decide if you want to get in the car or if you want to stay here.
We're at a standstill because Allison...
You said we're at a standstill and I was all like, well, Ansel's at a standstill and the rest of us are sitting down and can leave.
So, if we keep driving that way, we won't be able to see anything. So, we can do that on a different day. Krista, what do you think?
Another day. Yeah.
Another day.
Just with my dogs.
We'll be back. This was an especially fun adventure for Allison because she loves the slightly technical driving. I think we all had a great time though, despite the rain. However, that brings us to the end of the episode. We'll see you for the next episode next Friday.